Hello. Okay. Hello students. In this session we will be learning something related to monitoring and controlling transport. Before starting this topic we need to understand what are machine. So first question, what is a machine? Now in this, a machine is a device that help us to perform a task which will be using it for a particular goal. So if you want to achieve a goal, we can use a machine and sort it out. Let's say I want to go from a location A to B. There are different machines available which will help us to perform that task. Let's take an example of bicycle. So bicycle we can take from A to B. Using the bicycle we can go to that particular thing. So bicycle is a machine. The car is a machine, or the bike is a machine which is helping us to go from a location A to B. There are types of machine which we'll be learning in this session, or we'll be understanding. So moving to the next topic, types of machines. First machine is a manual machine. Now in this, the machine requires full control of a human. So basically the human need to control the machine. So a bicycle would be an example for a manual machine, the machine where the rider is pedaling and steering and it is controlling the bicycle. Now next one is automatic machine. Now automatic machine are the machine which are set up by the human to perform a task, and once they have chosen the options, and then the machine will work on it. So the example would be a washing machine where we give the setting, we choose the setting. Once the setting is done, the clothes are washed by the machine. Now the third one is the autonomous machine. Now in this machine we are using the sensor, actuators and microprocessor. Now these all words are related to a chapter 2 where we have understood about the sensors, different kinds of sensors, what are the actuators, and how does they get connected. Okay, so we won't be going into that topic right now, so we are moving ahead with this thing. Now this autonomous machine will be helping us to perform the task without the help of the human. So the human won't be helping the machine will itself decide what is right for them, and it will take the action accordingly. Now this example is a self-driving car, but there are n numbers of example which will be coming. Now in self-driving car, there are sensors which is sensing the road and the objects and the car around it, and using that information it is moving ahead. Okay, now let's start with the topic where we need to have the understanding of these two words. First word is monitoring and second word is controlling. Now these two words are very much important in autonomous machine to identify, is the machine monitoring or is the machine just controlling, what exactly the scenario is. So to understand this thing, I am taking a example where we can connect the dots. Okay, so here we are having a classroom. In the classroom setup we will have an in charge student. The student would be taking the control of the class if the teacher is not there. Okay, so there is a scenario one. Just read the scenario so that you can understand what exactly it means. Okay, I hope you are done with this thing. The class teacher have instructed the monitor or the prefect or the in charge student to write down the name of the student who are misbehaving in the class, and let the teacher know that these particular students are not behaving in the class when the teacher is not there. Okay, so now is this monitoring or controlling? Think about it. Correct. It's monitoring. So basically, monitoring is something which where you are observing and recording, and you are not making any changes at that particular moment. You are just recording it and not controlling the behavior. So that's what monitoring means. So in machines also we'll be having some example of monitoring, which will be just monitoring it and it won't be making any changes in the real time scenario. So this will be an example, and I will ask you where monitoring will be used. Okay, now the next scenario. In this, again the class teacher have instructed the in charge student or the prefect or the monitor to observe and to write down the name of the student, and even make them stand when they are not behaving in the class when the teacher is not there. So now, is this a monitoring or controlling? Correct, it's controlling. So basically in this, the student or the in charge student is basically taking action against the student who are not behaving. So this will be coming as a controlling example. Okay, so we'll be moving to some of the monitoring and control tools. So here we have smart motorways, where congestion monitoring, ANPR, where the number plates are recognized, so it's using the segmenting technology and everything. Traffic light signal and air traffic control and railway signaling system. Now we will look at each and every topic very carefully and understand what exactly they are doing. Okay, we'll be looking at this topic one by one and understanding what does it do. So let's start with the first one, smart motorways. Now in smart motorways, basically there is a centralized computer where all the data are given. So we have the cameras fitted on the highway. Now this camera, this system sensors will be giving the information to the central computer, where they will identify which lane is having congestion, and it will identify the user or the rider or the driver before itself that this particular road or this particular lane would be having congestion, and you can change the lane or you can divert yourself to a different road. Okay, now in this there is one more scenario where you can see in this image where 40 40 40 is written in 3 lanes, and in one lane there is an X. Now this X may be there because there is a car broken ahead, or there is a accident or something which is something which is stopping the cars to move ahead. So this X means you need to change the lane. So if you are not following this instruction, or if you are not following this particular thing, the camera will identify this thing and it will click a picture, and using the technology where it will identify the number plate, and you will be getting a fine on your car or your vehicle. Okay, so this is how it works. Now this can be helping us to reduce the traffic jam. It will be helping us to divert the traffic if there is a road which is having a congestion. Now second problem, the problem here would be that the system failure. There can be a crash in the system due to some bug, or some hacker may have hacked the system. So this can be a issue. So now to avoid Now moving to the next part. Now this is autonomous vehicle. Now in autonomous vehicle we again use sensors. Now the sensors would be an important part of each and every topic. The sensors will be the cameras or the lidar, and it will be giving the data to the microprocessor. The microprocessor will process the data and give it to the actuator. Now the actuator are the basically the motors which will help the car to move ahead, or it will help the car to stop. Okay, now looking at this, we are having two images in front of us. One is using a camera. Now the camera is used and identified the object, and it has stopped the car. Now at the right side you can see a image which is basically in a laser form, or this is basically the lidar which is using the surrounding, and it is sending the continuous beam and creating an image of the surrounding. Now using this image it is taking an action. Okay, now each and every sensor, now the camera and the lidar are having their pros and cons, which we are not looking over it right now. But if you want, you can do some research work and understand how these sensors work and what are the pros and cons of this particular thing. Now the main problem here also, in any machine there are some security challenges where it can be related to the software bug or the sensors are not cleared at the particular instance, so there may be dust particle in front of the camera lens, which may not help the system to identify the object properly, or the device won't work properly. Due to this glitch, there can be a problem. So all these things need to be taken into the consideration when we are working on it. Now, moving to the next topic, which is autonomous train. Now in autonomous train there are multiple sensors fit in, which can, it will be a lidar, it will be a camera, and as well as radar. Now this sensors helps the train to move fast without any glitches. Now that's the most important part, to identify and move as fast as possible. For this, it is using as many sensors are there in this scenario. So we have lidar, which is helping us to identify the through the laser or through the light beams, or second one is camera to take this real world image and process it and give it to the system, that's our microprocessor. And the third one is the radar, which is also used to identify any object nearby. So if there is a miss by light or camera, then the sound would coming into the picture and it will get the understanding of what objects or what things are there in front of it. Now you can understand how much secure it is using these sensors and sending it to the microprocessor. This is increasing the efficiency of the machine. As many sensors we put in the machine will become more efficient and it will give you a better result. Okay, now looking at this thing, we can say, yeah, the cost will be high because we need to have that particular sensors, and the microprocessors are processing that particular data in the real time. So it's not like that we have given the data and it will process it and it will give us after 1 second, 2 seconds, or 3 seconds. No, it is taking that data, it is processing it, and it is taking the action at that particular real time. This is how it works. So now the cost is high. Now this is also giving us some issues with this device, for it is also giving us issues related to the device problem, or the sensors are not clean, or there may be a glitch in the software. This is a example, or this would be a problem for each and every device which is there. Okay, now moving to the next topic, which is pilotless autopilot aeroplane. Pilotless aeroplane is basically used when the pilot is moving behind and giving the control to the system. The pilot would be taking the control of landing and takeoff, but during the journey it puts the plane in autopilot mode, where the system or the microprocessor will be taking the control using the sensors. It identifies everything and move itself. Now this image at the right side, which you can see, it is showing you the actuators and all the devices which are connected to the central controlling system. Now this central controlling system is basically identifying each and everything and processing it, and then it is taking in action. Okay, so now to maintain the latitude of the plane, to understand the turbulence, and proximity sensor would be used. So there will be n numbers of things which has been taken care of. Now again the problem here would be like, okay, there would be a problem of hacking or software bugs or any emergency handling where a pilot can take control of. But if there is something called as pilotless, where there is no pilot in the plane, so the plane would be directly controlled by the system. Now these planes are basically used for observation, which is UAV, which is moving around, and then it is also used to target or to take enemy down. Okay, so that's another topic which we can focus on in the later on session. but right now we are not focusing on that thing, so we are just moving to this part, that okay, we have something called as autopilot options available, where we have sensors which are fitted on the plane, which is helping the main control system to identify the scenario and take actions related to it. Now, common security and concern. Let's take this thing. The first thing will be the security threat which is happening. The hackers, there would be a problem for us. Now, the bugs or glitch in this software. So, there may be sometime that the software glitch may create an issue, so we need to take care of it, so that the software is always updated and there is a patch file created whenever it is required. Privacy issues, where we are tracking the number plate. Now this number plate also give you personal information like your name, age, address, contact number, email address. Now if a hacker hacks this system and get all this information, now this is a vulnerability to the users. That's particularly a issue for the user. Okay, now the fourth one is system failure can cause a major disrupt. Now understand one thing, that we are making it totally autonomous, so machine is taking the control and the machine is itself making the decision. If the machine is dead, means system dead, so the system is not working totally, so it will create a major chaos. Take it an example of traffic control, where the signals are controlled by the system. So now if that system is down, how the road or how the vehicle will move ahead, so this all thing will create an issue for us. Okay, now let's take a quiz. What is one advantage of smart motorways? So what is one advantage? The options are more tool booths, manual traffic direction, reduced traffic jam, or more traffic police. Any one of you? So it is C. It reduces traffic jam. That's the answer, C. Okay. Now the next question: which technology helps autonomous cars see in poor weather? So now the technology which is used to see in poor weather, will it be lidar? Will it be ultrasonic sensor? Will it be sorry? Will it be lidar? Will it be ultrasonic sensor? Will it be microphone? Or will it be infrared paint? The right answer is lidar. Correct. So the right answer is lidar. So this is basically helping the system or the autonomous car to identify the scenario. So if it is raining or if there is snow ahead, so lidar will identify it and it will stop the vehicle, or it will take the control properly. Okay. So we are stopping here. Hope you have understood this topic. Meet you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.